Howdy everybody, Big Faye Plus, and welcome back to the BygMan Plays Planescape Torment, requested by Bormac. When last left off, we had just spent a rather long time indulging in all the senses that the Sensatorium currently has. I'm pretty sure they'll probably get more, but not in this game. Anyway, we're going to indulge in a few lectures, starting with Geese the Crooked there. This squat, hunched old man still has the broad shoulders and scarred, calloused hands of a warrior. An aura of weary despair seems to hang about him. Okay. He appears to be giving a lecture, but stay for the lecture. Right, now listen up. This is the seminar on the war. If you're here to listen about the blood war, take root. If you're not, well, you're in the wrong hall, and you best umph your soft, comfort-loving Sigillian limber stems out of here. The Blood War? More boring than listening to a governor recite laws. It's like some young senseis who need to be indoctrinated in the ways of passion. He wiggles his eyebrows in anticipation. You don't have any eyebrows. Let's see. Ignore Morte. The med suddenly throws a dark eye over the audience, as if looking for something. And further, if you Tenari or Batzero, up your size, get your scaly eyes out the door. I's not letting your honorary bastards bend an ear to this and listen to your barmy arguments. 'Cause this is no discussion on who's right. Behind you, you hear the sounds of something large leaving the lecture hall. It just tells the blood war from the human point of view. I was not promoting one side or another, because they're both stink in different ways. The speaker becomes somber. So, what's left of your wanting to listen to some blood war stories? Tell us about the war. Ear to ear, the horror of it all. No doubt. Damn, the way this guy talks is just... damn. The floating fortress wove and weaved, human skin, the plains, wide battlegrounds the blood war be fought on. He bares his yellow teeth. Tales of fiends, locking fangs with other fiends. Gar, snare! His snarl fades. He looks suddenly bored. Well, let me peel back your lids and crack your bone boxes. 'Tis all steaming heap of barmy nonsense to be dwelling on that forge dung. He spits in derision, rolling his eyes widely. I'll tell you this now. You can't imagine the scale the blood war is fought on. Nothing you've seen, heard, or participated in. Nothing compares. Time, numbers, or legions. Sheer bloodshed. Nothing compares, Burks. To try and imagine or forget it. My advice? Simple. Stay away from the big bloody mess altogether. His voice is very draining on my throat. The only thing you need to know is this. Fiends are killing fiends. Batzero slaughtering Tenari. Tenari are butchering Batzero. Right now, he spits again. Neither's winning. Don't think either can win. Biggest stalemate this side of eternity, think the powers. That's it. He shrugs. That's it. I'll be answering any questions you got for me now. That's... okay. What's your question, Cutter? Can you give me a little more on the blood war itself? If I were to boil it down, it'd be this. The blood war has been going on damn near forever, and will keep going on until damn near forever itself gets pinned in the dead book. The Tenari, the champions of chaos and evil, trying to stomp the green-colored dung out of the Batzero, champions of law and evil. They're butchering another over how all of them thinks evil should be. If you can believe that. What do you think would happen if someone stopped the blood war? You can't make any piking difference in the war. It's too sodden big. You're a stone, a pebble in the ocean that's a pebble in another ocean, which is a pebble in another ocean, and so on and so forth, till the stench nose comes on. As a pebble, your goal is to be not noticed and sink to the bottom with the rest of the dregs. Go on. If you can make a difference, which you can't, you shouldn't try, because then the planes would tumble down on you. The planes would tumble down? Why? He holds his hands up like pillars. The blood war is like a big bloody support beam propping up the planes. Kick it down and a lot of the planes would come tumbling down with it. Lots of baggage rests on the back of the war. Suddenly brays like a donkey, laughing bitterly. The biggest, nastiest pack animal on the plains. He grins cynically. Besides, and some say the war is great for business, he laughs hollowly. Then looks as if he could suddenly cry. Never you mind that. Another question. Are you alright? You seem pained. The man sighs sadly. Aye, listen, Cutter, I'm no priest, nor would I want to be one. But hear this. Keep evil out of your heart. When you die with evil in your heart, your spirit falls into the lower planes, where you become a petitioner. Any guesses as to what happens then? Petitioners in the abyss and Bator get twisted into foot soldiers, and get to fight in the blood war for all eternity. He chuckles, shaking his head. So that's the dark into why the Bezero and Tenaya are trying to corrupt all they touch. Because they need more troops. Eat this. Keep evil far from your heart, Burke. Get something else. What started the blood war? You got a right to be curious what started this big old sod and sleepy mess in the first place. What set the fiends to lock and orange in the first place? Biting and clawing each other until there's only a reason they were alive. Simple. They met. Oh, lovely. It's like, I don't like you, less war! Okay. He sighs. Tanari and Butt-Zero crossed each other one day, and like two drunken bigots, they set to fight, and that's simple. He frowns. Well, nah, pike that. Imagine two drunken priests who believe they knows the only way to live. Now make those priests rip with scales and fangs and horns in a coal streak 7 leagues wide and put them in a itty-bitty sodden cell, and you have a good idea of the love that can spring forth. And there you have it, the origin of the blood war. Why are the two evil races fighting? One believes evil should be all nice and orderly, one believes evil should be chaos, running rampant across the plains. Both evil, but doesn't mean they can agree on anything. Bad blood, each wants to exterminate the other so only their brand of evil remains. They hate each other, like, go on. He wrings his hands together, trying to find the right words. You see, they don't hate like we hate. We don't even know what hate is. We have one word for hate. They have, his voice drops, thousands. Upon thousands, their meaning is twisted and piled like bodies. That's why they fight. Okay? How does one get hired into the blood war? You know, every once in a wind, some leather-headed Burke comes around asking about a job in the blood war. They want some jink. They want a quick stint and then to get along with their lives. Mayhap I was one of these leatherheads. Mayhap I was a sellsword and heard there was a little jink to be made in the war. Got me interested. Taught me a lesson, it did. We're like ants running around the heels of dancing sod pike gods. I saw BygMan who claimed to be big soldiers. He shakes his head. Paper soldiers. War is a furnace for 'em. Makes them wake up or burns. So how'd you survive the blood war? The man's face darkens. Well, that's the one thing I won't speak of, Cutter. Suffice to say, a man does what he has to do to escape the war, okay? Where's the blood war fought? Plenty of places, usually the lower plains, anywhere along the river Styx. Oh, of course, hell. The 9 layers of Bator, the 4 furnaces of Gehenna, the Grey Waste, Cold Red Karasi, the Prison Plain, and the pike in near the swell of evil that's the Abyss. Somehow the Grey Waste sounds familiar to you. Tell him about the Grey Waste. Also call it the Glooms. He shrugs and shivers as if by reflex. Grey in every sense of the word. Colors burn your eyes there. They shout, they're too loud, and your dreams are pulled to the surface and poured onto the ground, lost forever. Only the night hags rule there. Grey wastes over the wastes. Okay. How does one survive the blood war? You want to survive the blood war? 3 things, Cutter. He holds up a maimed hand with only 2 fingers. First off, you stay the pike out of it. Secondly, keep yourself piking L's out of it. And lastly, you stay the bloody pike and side pike out of it. Okay, that's a pretty, blunt way of putting it. If any part of the war rolls your way, let your imagination give your bum a kick and run as fast as you can. If you can't run, then lies really still and pray it passes you by. He pauses for one. Except, there's no place it don't touch, and there's almost nowhere you can't run to get away from it. If there's nowhere to run, why aren't there fiends fighting a signal? Ah, now, Cutter, look. They have fought here. Only a few times. Sometimes we get a little spillover from the Blood War. Our Lady of Pain, bless her steel-ridden heart, puts out the fires. Some of the time, he sneers. There's been times, some horrifying drizzle on yourself, you're so saddened, scarred times, when they smashed and burnt and clawed their way through the whole sodden city blocks of the signal before she decides to clean house. He clucks his tongue and rings cynically. So she ain't always as keen on stopping the Blood War as it might seem. Why don't the fiends just take signal? He laughs, but it turns into a sputtering cough. Don't get me wrong now. Won't deny the Betzera wants signal fierce. This is the most precious stranger ground in the Piken universe. The cage is the city of doors and connects everywhere. You can't ignore it. If you're serving in the Blood War and want to win, you gotta have it. The man coughs again. Just the fiends aren't going to get it while the lady's in charge. 'Tis all. She's tough as nails, her blades will cut you deep in any fiend's fang. And that knots the fiend's stems like you wouldn't believe. One quiet lady, your hands tucked away in your sleeves, holding back the Blood War all by herself. That's bitterly. But the fiends are still loud and sickle. Oh, damnably certain. They can't blow on the streets too much, so his neutral ground signal allows them to rattle their bone boxes without trying to murder each other. Sometimes they'll chat it up with each other here. Beasts don't stay that way for long, though. Also, just because they can't butcher each other in the streets doesn't mean spies, recruitment, and backstabbing don't still go on here. They fight battles with lies and words, Bert. Sometimes it's all in the bluster and blather. And there's safe houses about, too. Places where they can cool their talons before the next skirmish. And they like to recruit here, too. Looking for boys fresh off the plains with a little greed in their hearts that they can make part of their glorious army. He stopped speaking to peer closely at you. Mayhap they recruited you once, eh, Cutter? You look like you tasted the war. Perhaps. The war leaves a scar on you, Cutter. You'd know. And you'd know you'd never want to go back. Your temples begin to throb painfully. You consider the man's words. The memory begins to surface. Aha! Here's what we wanted. Recall the memory for 1500 experience. Dextrawl begins to fade from view as terrible visions begin to seep up from the base of your mind. Visions of a place where seasons are like nothing you've ever felt, or heard, or tried to shut out. A place where prayers go unheard, falling like stones to the earth. Bane-colored lightning flashes across things that were once sky, but now boil beneath your feet and scream when you brush against them. You run at the head of a large band of men passing through dark canyons where the walls quiver moistly and beat like a heart, wearing only your own blood as clothing. At last you stand in a place where the ashen gray terrain slithers like a mass of snakes coiling around your ankles and whispering your evil to the earth. You march endlessly, silently through this colorless land where fatigue seems to live and hunt you like a shade over the waste, whipping you with despair. In time, you and the ragged men who follow you have come upon a hag sitting upon a mound of gigantic, writhing larvae, poking at one of the slime-colored things with a broken talon. You indicate for one of the men to run forward and speak with her. The hag's grating voice carries to your ears. I would speak with him, she said, then cackled. Her eyes gleam as she points you out to the man. The handsome one that leads your ragged column. I would speak with him. And that is all you can recall. Cutter, you feeling all right there? Yes, I'm fine. So do the fiends recruit often? He nods grimly. You can be sure of that. Sickle's the best source of fodder on the plains. Beats milking planets and all their prime inhabitants. Too much work. So any more advice on surviving the war? Alright, whatever that's, don't talk about the blood war with any fiend. Or any diva or icon for that matter. Just don't talk about it, period. Because you never know who in the hell you're really chatting with. And all of them get mighty touchy when you bring up the war. It's their reason for living. Anything else? He nods. Don't go through any portal unless you're piking sure you know where it goes. Maybe you haven't heard the tales of clueless planeswalkers stepping through a portal and ended up smack dab in the middle of a blood war skirmish. Know why you haven't heard of them? Because them sods are dead. Dead? Dead. Anything else? And whatever he does, never sign on for a tour or duty, no matter how much jink they flash in your mug. Certain death and signing on for a tour in the blood war are the same thing, Cutter. And why is that? Chances are when you sign up, they peel you so your tour duty is till time itself grinds to a halt. Even death wouldn't be released, because then you sink into the lower planes and get dredged back up as something worse than you were before. Then they got your towns on you for all eternity. So how you get out of a tour contract? Unless they don't want you, they don't have much chance. I never heard of it being done with mean-spirited recruits, or somebody they really wanted to keep in the talent side. That one, the Tenari is risky, but it can be done. But Zero are much more dangerous with their contracts. Sign one of those, you're damned for life. You might try a little garnish. Try and daub them, and they might let you make a run for it. Where would you go? There's so many L's. And I know he's gonna answer that one, so dying to blood war being a especially bad thing? If you're evil, sure. If you're good, you go to another plane to spend your afterlife. But you still be a debtor. Now, for me, I still got a lot of evil to wish from me soul, so if I died in lower planes, they would have me lock and stock and barrel. Let's see, is there anything else I need to really ask this motherfucker for? Yeah, I think I'm done. Right, this is the last bit then. Some of you are sensates, so I got one thing to say to you. Don't say I have to see what Pike and Blood War is about. Don't be a barmy idiot. Use the Sentry Stone if you got to know, but stays the hell away from anything to do with the Blood War for real. Listening? It's just not worth it. Tis, for a moment, a look of great pain crosses the man's face. It looks as if he's going to weep. Not worth it at all. That's the end of this session, so farewell. Thank you. That's all. It was a bit long-winded, but worth it for the memory and the 1500. So now we're going to talk to...
I'm gone.
Let me go ahead and save it real quick. And talk to 3 planes aligned here. Thin and sharp-featured, his yellow skin covered with tattoos, the man looks over a room and its inhabitants with cold black eyes. Appears to be giving a lecture. Let's stay for the lecture. I am known. You'll always want to... Damn, guys, son of a bitch. Lovely. It's one of them. He's going to be knowing. I am known as 3 planes aligned. A Glitter's Eye scholar. If you are here for my lecture, it begins in a few moments. Morty bowed slightly. Morty sighs loudly. Come on, Chief. Are we really gonna stay for this? Just be quiet for a bit, Morty. I want to listen for now. He speaks in a very low, somber tone. Today I shall speak of the power of alignment and belief, and how they shape the planes. First I shall explain the concept of alignment. Alignment is a descriptor of one's beliefs and how one acts upon those beliefs. At their core, all creatures predominantly behave in one of 3 ways. With good in their heart, with evil in their heart, or indifference or neutrality in their heart. They predominantly express each of these core behaviors in one of 3 different ways. In an ordered manner, in a chaotic manner, or in an indifferent neutral manner. Thus there are 9 core alignments that one is capable of. This motherfucker's going to explain the alignment system. Great. The 9 alignments, then, are lawful good, neutral good, and chaotic good. Lawful neutral, true neutral, and chaotic neutral. and lawful evil, true evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil. Now I shall speak of the power of alignment and the beliefs it engenders, of how from the very deities it gains strength, and how belief can physically affect one's environments. Oh. A deity must have worshippers, for it is the faith of such subjects which gives them power. As converts are made and more come to believe in a god, the more power that god receives. Conversely, when no one believes in a deity, it withers and dies, joining the corpses of other gods that float on the astral plane. It is thus possible to slay a deity by simply forgetting about them. Ooh. A much more striking example of the power of alignment and belief, however, can be seen within the sliding of gate towns. First, though, I would define gate towns. Oh, goody, just define it. Gate towns are towns on the outlands, the largely neutral area which Sigil spins over the center of. They are called gate towns because they are built around a permanent gate or portal to one of the outer planes. Each of these outer planes has its own alignment. The Abyss is chaotic and evil. Bator is lawful and evil. Mechanus is lawful neutral. Mount Celestia is lawful and good. Mount Celestia. My little pony, my little pony. Just gonna say that right now. The Outlands again are true neutral, leaning to neither law or chaos. Sliding occurs when there is a high concentration of belief in an area of differing belief. Okay. When this occurs, the area itself will move or slide to a plane that matches the new belief. Now, the gate towns usually have a strong belief that matches the outer plane beyond the portal, but the belief is not yet strong enough for the town to slide from the outlands to the outer plane. For example, the town of Ribcage borders the portal to the lawful evil plane of Bator. As expected, the residents of Ribcage are largely lawful evil residents, but the entire town's alignment and beliefs are not strong enough so that Ribcage will slide into Bator. For example, Ribcage might one day see the sudden rise of a lawful evil order of clerics, promoting their dark beliefs and converting many citizens to the worship of their lawful evil god. Were this to occur, there would be a great chance that the town would slide off the neutral outlands, becoming part of the lawful evil plane of Bator. Whole layers of planes may move this way. Thus many wars are wars of belief and faith by necessity. They are the tools by which the territory is obtained and held. This, then, is the power of alignment and beliefs to shape the planes. This session has ended. May belief guide your actions and shape the planes to your will. Farewell, all of you. Grant. That's grand. Just explain the alignment system.
Done.
I really need to get around to playing frickin' Baldur's Gate. Hey, Murder Sense! You ain't gonna try some shit, are you? Oh, Death's Advocate. Oh, this'll be good. Sigillians, welcome! Please take your seats and listen to the darks of which I speak. Darks? Give me a break. We're really not going to listen to this rattle trip, are we? Come on, let's go find some sensate chits and have never had the pleasurous sensation of tasting the fiery passion of a skull's lips. He waggles eyebrows in anticipation. That's disgusting, Morty. Quiet down, Morty. We're staying for a while, at least. He begins speaking with a somber tone. Death! It is what awaits you at the end of life's journey. He coughs slightly, then raises his eyebrow dramatically, waving his hands at the same time. Death is not an end, but a beginning. Beginning of more suffering. That one I've said. Yeah. For when you die, you shall not cease to exist. No! Far from it. The outer planes shall welcome you to their breasts. There's no breast welcoming when you die there. There, a new life, one such as you have never known, awaits you there. That's for sure. You shall cast away the tattered cloak of this life and become one of the faithful, a petitioner, a As a petitioner on this other plane, your life journey shall truly begin. If you have been a godly sort of gentleman, steadfast in charity and goodwill toward your fellow bloods, perhaps the light-blanketed slopes of Mount Celestia shall house you when you die. Your spirit shall pass on to this place, dwelling as a petitioner in the beauty of golden morning, soft sunlight that caresses. Sighs dreamily. I guess that's where I ain't going. Where there was an eternal boredom. Okay, I'm not going to say none of that. Perhaps you lived your life to betray others and get ahead, giving lies instead of truth, backstabbing others, all to accomplish your own goals. Cold, blood-red Carcy. The plane where all turncoats fall when they pass on shall be the cage that imprisons you. As a petitioner on this plane, you shall live a life of treachery and treacheries, of lies and lying, knowing life without trust. Looks like we know where we're both going to end up when we die. Okay, Morty. He hunches over, his eyes dart back and forth. And perhaps you have lived a life of bloodthirsty evil, contemptuous of your fellow man, laying others low and doing as you please without a care for who or what you hurt. And there's perhaps one of the lower planes, Bator, or the chaotic swirling layers of the abyss that shall welcome you. Evil to the core are the spirits that come to this plane, and most are doomed to mindless cruelty and suffering, or servitude and dreaded, he whispers dramatically, blood war. And that's if you're lucky. No matter where you go, know this. You shall be embarking on a new life, my Sigillians. Morty whispers, and that's supposed to be an incentive? We get to do this all again? Gee, I can't wait to buy a flying skull all over again. Whee! Pike him. What a tart. Spoken just like someone who hasn't died before, huh? Probably. You shall be able to start anew without the burden of memory on your past life. Your sole goal, if you will, had the rim shot there. Probably put sound effect there. He smiles at his own humor. Is to merge with this new plane that you are on, becoming one with the ideals and the very substance of the plane itself. You shall be one of the inhabitants, the petitioners on this plane, or ideally one of the building blocks upon which the plane is built. It is the goal of all petitioners. To accomplish this goal you must. He claps his hands together for emphasis. Must hold to your ideals! Oh, this is one big steaming load. Unfortunately, I have to agree. Your ideals, good or evil, law or chaos, or somewhere in between. As you approach the alignment of the plane, your journey will end. You should become part of the plane itself. It is a glorious existence, my Sigillians. And that is what awaits you after death, my audience. Have a care as to how you live your life, but know that it is not oblivion that waits you after this life. What? Wash! The speaker's head turns to face Morty, finding something. He leans out, trying to see who spoke. A question? Question more than living, perhaps? Morty ducks below the lecture's field of view, then turns to you and whispers, go ahead, Chief. Tell him the dark of it. Yes, I have a question. Morty, you should be the one doing this. What if someone can't die? He laughed. Nonsense! Everyone dies, friend! Even gods die! Let's suppose that someone can't die. Well, then based on what I've said, he would never reach our planes and ever become a petitioner. I'm going to say, I can't die! Oh, truly, look everyone, a rare treat, one of the great immortals! That's gracious with his presence. Greetings, O immortal! The audience laughs. I can prove it. Oh, do! There is more laughter from my eyes. Let's sport. Take heed, Miles. I think we have a great rare display of my lecture today. Come up here, O immortal, and we shall see who is right and who is dead. Kill yourself, get back up. I think I shouldn't be telling people, but I think in this case it's frickin' worth it. Speaker turns white at this, taking a step back. By the powers. I think it's only fair that you prove your point now. The audience watches in morbid fascination. Well now, go on, die. Here, now, prove your words to be true. Embrace your life as a petitioner. Gulps. Now, He offers weekly. I must confess that I'm not quite ready to part this life just yet. So this great new life in Outer Planes meant all it's supposed to be? Speaker is aware of his hypocrisy, but is afraid of the alternative. Perhaps not. He glances quickly down and says, "Oh, certainly not now." That's what I thought. I got no questions. So no questions. You're ready to leave. He looks eager to wrap things up. I shall end this session. I shall continue lecture at the halls. Tell your friends! That was completely, totally, and utterly worth it. That was worth it. That was beyond worth it. That was worth it. That was worth it. That was... Okay. Yeah, that was completely, totally, and utterly worth it. That was worth it in every way. Okay, so... what else do we have to listen to in this crazy-ass place? And how many more frickin' people are we going to have to disprove as I throw my timer and my pen across the table? Find out next time on the BygMan, please! Planescape Torment requested by Bormac. Till then, it's Big Fight Plus, sayonara, and... remember, if you're going to spout your beliefs about what you think is going to happen in the afterlife, you better be damn well ready to prove it when someone else comes up and decides to disprove you and actually has proof. Because if you ain't, well, then you're just going to look like an idiot like that guy.